a Virgo. You've felt this before. This specific weight in the air, not quite dread, not quite fear, something older than both of those, something that lives in the body before the mind catches up, in the jaw, in the shoulders, in the way you've been sleeping lately or not sleeping, in the way certain thoughts keep returning, no matter how many times you redirect yourself away from them, something is gathering. I don't say that to frighten you. I say it because you already know. You've known for a while, and the knowing has been sitting in you. Like a stone, you keep stepping around instead of picking up and examining. Maybe it's time to look at it directly. There's a first layer here, and it's about tension. Not the dramatic kind, not yet, but the particular tension that builds when something unresolved has been left unresolved for too long. Like pressure accumulating behind a door, slowly, quietly, until quietly becomes impossible. There may be a situation in your life right now, or a relationship, or a dynamic that has been operating on a kind of fragile surface tension, where things have been civil, functional, maybe even fine on the outside. But underneath, there's something that hasn't been said, something that hasn't been resolved, something that both parties have been quietly, carefully stepping around because saying it felt like too much, because the surface felt safer than the truth. Surfaces don't hold forever. Uh, and maybe, just maybe, what you've been sensing lately is that particular surface starting to give. The second layer is about confrontation. And I want to be careful with that word because it carries connotations that aren't always accurate. Confrontation doesn't always mean screaming, it doesn't always mean damage. Sometimes confrontation is just truth arriving in a form that's uncomfortable, arriving without the softening that you've both been applying to keep things manageable. There could be a conversation coming, one that doesn't go the way anyone plans, not because anyone intends harm, maybe, but because things that have been compressed for too long don't always emerge gently. They emerge with the force of everything that was held back, with the weight of every unsaid thing finally demanding its space. And in that moment, if it comes, it might feel like something breaking, like something you valued, suddenly looking different in the light, like a version of a situation that you thought you understood, revealing a side you weren't prepared to see. That is not the end of the story. I need you to hear that clearly. Whatever turbulence might be approaching, whatever uncomfortable truth might be gathering momentum, it is not the final sentence. It might be the most important sentence, but not the final one. The third layer is about what storms actually do. And this is where most people stop listening. Because when something painful feels imminent, the instinct is to brace, to close, to protect, to make yourself smaller so there's less surface area to be hurt. But storms, real storms, the kind that shake foundations, they don't only destroy, they also reveal. They show you what was already weak, that you'd been pretending was strong. They show you what actually holds, what survives the shaking, what was real enough to still be standing when the noise stops. And maybe that's what this is. Not punishment, not evidence that things are falling apart, but a kind of violent clarification, a forced honesty, the kind that only arrives when everything gentler has been tried and the situation still hasn't moved. Um, because here's what I keep coming back to: the things that shake us most tend to be the things we needed to look at and kept finding reasons not to. And life, in its particular ungentle wisdom, eventually stops waiting for us to choose the looking and just turns the lights on, painfully, abruptly, without asking if you're ready. The fourth layer, and this one is the one I want you to carry, is about you specifically, about the particular way you handle impact, because I don't think you've given yourself enough credit for this. You've been through difficult moments before, moments that looked from the outside, from the inside, like they might be too much. Like this might be the one that breaks something permanently. And every single time, quietly, without applause, without anyone fully seeing the effort it took, you absorbed it. You metabolized it. You found the version of yourself on the other side that was still standing. That's not luck. That's not accident. That's something built into you that difficulty has never been able to reach. Something at the core that bends, but has not broken. Not once. And if something difficult is approaching, if there's a confrontation gathering, a fight that might erupt, a truth that might arrive harder than you'd like, that thing at your core is still there, still intact, still the thing that has gotten you through every previous version of this. You've survived every hard day you've had so far. That's a perfect record. And nothing about what's coming changes that record. Now I want to address something directly, because when we sense difficulty approaching, the mind does something very specific. It starts running scenarios, worst cases. It tries to pre-experience the pain as a way of controlling it, as if suffering it in advance will somehow soften the impact when it actually arrives. It won't. It never does. Pre-suffering is not protection. It's just suffering twice. And the thing you're bracing for might not even arrive in the form you're imagining. Might be smaller than the story your mind is building. Might look completely different. Might carry something inside it, even in its difficulty, that you couldn't have accessed any other way. Some of the most significant things that ever happened to people didn't feel significant when they were happening. They felt like loss, like damage, like the wrong thing happening at the wrong time, and only later, sometimes much later. Did the shape of it become clear? Did the reason become visible? Did the thing that felt like it was ending reveal itself as the beginning of something that couldn't have started any other way? I want to give you something to hold on to. Not a promise, not a guarantee, something more honest than that. A possibility worth carrying into whatever is coming. The possibility that turbulence and growth are not opposites, that the most uncomfortable moments are sometimes the most necessary ones, that a fight, a real one, a hard one, the kind that says things that can't be unsaid, might be the only door available to a room that needed to be entered a long time ago. You don't have to be okay with that right now. You don't have to feel ready. You don't have to reframe the difficulty into something comfortable before it's arrived. Just don't close. Whatever happens, whatever comes, whatever words get said in whatever heated, unplanned moment, try not to close completely, because closed things can't be repaired. And open things, even damaged open things, still have somewhere for healing to enter. The storm, if it comes, might be the thing that clears the air. Finally, completely, in the way that only storms can. Hold on, not to the outcome, just to yourself. That's enough.